Just even, yeah, it's sweet. Come on, big fella. Lay the fuck down. Come on. That'll have to do. Well, that was unexpected. Well, this guy, I didn't know he could move. So I've only ever caught him down here. Why am I making so much goddamn noise, you fucking retard? Shh, gotta be quiet. Yeah, even though that shouting, they didn't fucking hear. And if they fall in this water, they will basically drown, so. There's having none of that. Yeah, follow the money. Show me the money. Give me the money. Just give me what I want, and no one gets hurt. Hello, hello! Dude! None of that! Trying to kill yourself. It's not worth it, friend. It really isn't worth it. I've got Jensen jump anyway now, so I can just jump off these things. Oh my god, soldiers. Yeah, I'll fucking show you. Hey fellas.
If you're talking about your former buddies at Bell Tower, the answer is no.
Wait a minute. You're Jensen, right?
Yeah.
I heard that some of my former buddies have been looking for you.
Yeah, it seems no matter how many of their friends I send back in body bags, they just don't get the message.
For the
Can't say
sake of
far.
their mouths,
2. Well,
the
1,
words
because 1
of
was
their
obliterated.
lips. Let them be trapped in their pride.
You've dropped the merc gig to become a man of the cloth?
Hardly. I just have an interest in theology. And I love quoting the book. Everything in it is so evocative. Now, tell me, are you here to stop me?
You know what, it doesn't really matter.
Then perhaps you should reconsider. There are many of us, and only one of you.
Okay, but I'm Jensen.
And I have no quarrel with you. So you don't have to die for a war that isn't yours.
I said I was here to stop you, not fight you. A friend of yours sent me to convince you to turn yourself in.
Let me guess. Dr. Wing, right? He's a good man. And I know he's only trying to do what he thinks is right. But he doesn't quite grasp the whole picture here.
Then
Why
why don't you
explain
enlighten
it to me
me?
then? There you
Start
go.
by explaining why you went rogue.
When an average man decides he no longer shares his employer's views and opts to leave, we say he's handing in his resignation. When men like us do the same, it's called going rogue. You can't quit a job like ours, Jensen. You know that.
No, you can retire though.
Yeah, okay, I can relate. But you still haven't answered my question. And what do you mean when you say you no longer share your employer's view?
Back in the US, when I first got into the Army, I did it because I wanted to serve my country. I believed in its values. I believed in its government. Back then, I believed that by serving my government, I was serving the people it was supposed to protect.
Nice sentiment. But you don't work for the US anymore, you work for Bell Tower.
Times change, Jensen. You know the story. Capitalism's final encroachment on one of the most lucrative industries in the history of mankind. War got privatized. The US military offloaded its special operations to PMCs like Blue Water Global and Bell Tower. I believe that as long as they were working for the government, they were serving the same cause. So when they offered me the chance to work on major operations at twice the pay grade, I made my jump.
Why don't we just skip to when things went sour?
Bell Tower outfitted us
exactly.
with top-notch augmentations. The kind of stuff civilians never hear about. Gave us a massive edge over the enemy. Later, seeing as my unit was one of the most successful ones, they selected us for a special program. Top secret, experimental tech. Told us we would get to work on critical black ops for the US government. But there was a price to pay.
Go on.
We had to be implanted with a neural hub that manipulates memory centers in the brain. Basically controlling what you can and cannot remember.
And you agreed to this?
Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves.
So does that mean yes or no?
Augmentation was supposed to keep us safe, make sure we'd never remember details if we fell behind enemy lines. That was the main function. The second one, the one they didn't tell us about, is to lower our inhibitions. Make us more receptive to orders we'd likely disobey. Bell Tower turned us into the perfect mercs.
Yeah. Not so much.
If you were so perfect, and the hub made you so perfect, how did it fail? How come they didn't outfit the whole agency?
I told you the tech was experimental. After a couple of ops, I started experiencing memory shifts, remembering bits and fragments of past operations. Slowly, I realized some of these operations couldn't logically have been orchestrated by the government. I was asked to do highly questionable things, even by professional standards.
Aren't we all?
Not like this, Jensen. Our services have been sold to corrupt officials in the American and Chinese governments. A combination of lies and use of the neural aug made sure we complied. We were working for a shadow government. Individuals corrupted by a quest for personal power.
So how'd you get out of it?
I confronted the project director. He quoted Apocalypse Now. You have to have men who are moral, and at the same time who are able to utilize their primordial instincts to kill without feeling. I forced him to disconnect the hub, for me and my squad mates here. And then I killed him. I went through his files and contacts. I know who these corrupt men are now. They've turned us into killing machines, and now they'll get to experience their experiment firsthand.
Fucking hell, dude, are you still talking? I went to feed my cat and all sorts. Whatever.
Dr. Wing said her
I'm going to tell you right now,
situation's
it really
resonant.
doesn't matter.
I don't
Because this
think
is
you
not the
realize
best
in my Gilmore
resolution
ways,
to this situation.
Some men deserve the justice we bring on them. Do what you have to do, Zelazny. I won't get in your way.
I appreciate that, Jensen. I didn't want you to die for a cause that isn't yours. These
All
men
right, noble of you.
And these men I'm going to kill. They have names, families, they're people. Their deaths shouldn't be erased from my memory by some electronic software. They should haunt me, taunt me, until I finally meet our Lord and pay for my sins. But the men behind this,
Why is his
They
gun sort of
deserve
wobbling
to
about?
die.
His hands perfectly still.
and I think there's poetry in the fact
Very
that they
distracting.
engineered their own demise.
Yeah, that's not the way I like to do it. Wow, that's certainly a thing, isn't it? Hey there, boys. Why don't you suck on that for a bit? Don't worry about footsteps. What you got? Gimme. Oh shit. Sleeping peacefully. And none of them had anything on them, and maybe one of them had something on them. But whatever, that's the way I prefer to do it. I don't know if you get more XP for that, but that's the way I like to do it. Where we got to go now then? Back to Lim, isn't it? The quickest way would probably be this way. Yeah, these are quite handy, these information boards. Because this place can be confusing as hell. Right, so we've got to go to Lim. And then we've got to meet that bird that Darius sent us to. And then I'm done for the day. There's a bit coming up that I really can't face today. It's fun, it's just long and it requires a lot of attention. So, yeah, not so much. Shout out. Hey, friend.
So? You have found Zelazny? I cannot stress enough the importance of this task, Mr. Jensen.
Yeah, I found him.
I found him.
Really, Mr. Jensen? You have been able to make him understand reason? Will he turn himself in?
Yeah, not so much.
I had to take him and his teammates down.
It is a sad conclusion, but one that does not come as a surprise. I still believe you did a good thing, Mr. Jensen.
I did.
Here is a praxis kit. It's all I have.
Well, thank you, friend. Thank you. Oh. The Popo. So, if Bell Tower are the city's police, why is there a police officer in Lim Clinic? Maybe because I can't draw a gun while I'm in there. Yeah, probably, friend. Now we need to go to the place. Yeah, I think this is the place in the game that you get to know the most. Because you spend so much time trucking around in it. Well, if you do all the side quests, you do. Boing. Boingy boingy. And I believe there's a very special place. It's a magical place. Actually. No, there'll be one later on anyway, so fuck it. Yeah. Fully charged Jensen sprint is awesome. Bad thing about this game, good thing about this game is your charge cycle isn't affected by loading screens. You know, I won't appear on this side and have a full charge. Although it flicked off so quick it looked like it. We need to go see that bird, don't we? I believe she should be up here. Up here, me old China. Hey, lady.
You must get that chip back, Mr.
You
Jensen.
must. I have it.
I got the chip. The cellars are out cold.
Excellent work.
Thank you.
Seems Mr. Darrow was right to trust you.
Of course he was.
We
I'm
will
fucking
send
awesome.
people to take care of the terrorists. Could I see the chip?
Yeah, about that.
Here you go.
Ah, perfect. You don't know what this means, Mr. Jensen. Your help has been invaluable. Thank you. Even though this was a favor for Mr. Darrow, he believes you should be duly rewarded. Here is a payment in credits. I'm sure Mr. Darrow will wish to congratulate you himself. Expect to hear from him soon.
What? How the... Wait a second. I disagree. Highly disagree. I should be able to get an achieve there. Let's try that again. Much less fail. Brain, don't fail me now. Hey, look. How are you?
You must get that chip
I have
back,
the chip.
Mr. Jensen.
I got the chip. The sellers are out cold.
Excellent work. Seems Mr. Darrow was right to trust you.
Yes, it
We
was.
will send people to take care of the terrorists. Could I see the chip?
How about you
Finish it.
tell me what's on it first?
Blackmail, Mr. Jensen?
No.
Don't waste your time.
It's a very
I
ugly
won't tell
turn of
you
phrase.
anything. Besides, there are stones better left unturned. Might as well just give me the chip and leave it at that.
Oh, well, now you've just piqued my interest.
Look, you're a powerful young woman. You're in a position that warrants your access to classified information. I understand that not everybody should get their hands on this, but I'm like you. I work for a powerful man, and I get entrusted with secret information on a daily basis. Plus, I'm the one who busted his ass getting this chip for you.
I guess your point is not entirely without merit. But understand, this information is extremely confidential. It concerns Panchaea, and more specifically, the Hiram Project.
Hiron Project. Never heard of it.
I'm not surprised. It is a well-guarded secret.
Beyond top secret, mate, this.
But without it, Panchaea could not exist. Such an ambitious project. An installation extending all the way to the ocean floor. The pressure exerted against it is constantly shifting. Yet the slightest defect in structural integrity could bring it all down. That's why we needed something powerful and extremely efficient to monitor it, day and night.
You're saying the Hiron Project is some kind of advanced computer?
Yes, I suppose you could say that.
Yes.
Thank you for your honesty. The information is safe with me, don't worry.
And there's your
Here's
shitty
your
data chip. Now fuck off.
Perfect. You don't know what this means, Mr. Jensen. Your help has been invaluable.
Why don't you show me what it means, look?
Thank you. Even though this was a favor for Mr. Darrow, he believes you should be duly rewarded. Here is a payment in credits. I'm
Well,
sure
thank you.
Mr. Darrow will wish to congratulate you himself.
Probably.
Expect to hear from him soon.
Great. You mean as soon as I jump off this roof? Which I'm about to do now.
It seems David has a flair for choosing his people, Mr. Jensen. You have done me a great service today.
Glad I could help. Couldn't let information about something as sensitive as the Hiron Project get in the hands of the wrong people.
No. No, we couldn't. So, Meng Yao told you about the project, I see.
A little.
I'm afraid words can't do it justice. To fully comprehend the ramifications of what's been created in Panchaea, you'd have to see it for yourself. And who knows? Perhaps one day you will.
Perhaps. If I'm really lucky. And I play my cards right. Or I just keep playing the game. Which I am not going to do any more of today because I am tired. My head hurts. And I need food. So, yeah, join me for a very, very... How should I describe it? Intense next section. Why don't ya?